The one that I am targeting where I think we're going to bottom out. All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I need to bring a crucial update on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So we go through Bitcoin and the miners all the time on this channel. If that's content you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps get this video out to a lot more people, especially this one I think is important. So I appreciate that. So let's get into Bitcoin. So obviously, we had a massive move last night in Bitcoin. I want to go through what happened. I want to talk about the Bitcoin miners, and I am declaring the official end of the relief rally. So I've been talking about a relief rally for 6 or 7 weeks, and we're really probably more than 24 hours into breaking that relief rally, but I want to go through what that means, because that does not mean that the sky is falling, and that does not mean that it's time to panic. It just means we need to look at the charts and see where we may go from here. These are the most crucial times, particularly when we have big moves to the downside. This is where people lose most of their money, when they panic buy or panic sell. So I'm going to show you where I think we're going in the short term, how long this may last, and where we're going in the long term. So I will let you know, I am still bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. So I'm going to define some of those time frames throughout this video. But having said the fact that I'm bullish long term, it is clear this relief rally is over. And it was a nice relief rally. We'll look at the chart and see. It was a 6 or 7 week very strong relief rally. So I think we got all we could ask out of it, and now it's time to see what the next step is. Okay, so it's early in the trading day. I am going to show the big board for the Bitcoin miners, and obviously this will change dramatically. There's a lot of trading left to happen today, but at the moment you can see from top to bottom, this is just straight red, and a lot of it is deep red. A lot of the Bitcoin miners are 10% down or more. So some of the worst ones, Hive seems to be leading the way, down 15%. Marathon is down 13%, Hut is down 12%, and it doesn't get a lot better from there. And again, these numbers are early in the day, so I don't know where these are going to end. We'll have to see how the rest of the day plays out, but at the moment, everything is very red. So I will tell you, this is not financial advice. I will tell you, I am not buying anything right now. So it looks like we just broke out of our relief rally. So this is, to me, I believe this is the first leg down. So again, you guys got to make your own buying decisions. I'm just letting you know, I'm not jumping on this as a buying opportunity, not just yet. I think that will present itself, but for me, that won't be today. And again, there's a lot of different strategies. You know, a true dollar cost average, if it's your day to dollar cost average in, you may still want to do that. So again, execute your own strategy. And so stick with the big picture. Don't panic. Let's take a look at the charts and see where we may be going next. Let's also take a look at the technical breakdown of the end of this relief rally. Okay, so here's Bitcoin on a 15-minute time frame. So you'll see this one 15-minute candle. This was overnight last night. So this green line was the previous low. So we were hitting a series of higher highs and higher lows. This green line right here, once we crossed this, we are now at a lower low. So that is one of the main signals that the relief rally is over. I'm going to show you several signals. We've basically confirmed every signal at this point. So a lot of people will say I probably waited one extra day to call this. But if you look back in history, there are an awful lot of times where there are fake outs. So I like to wait for actual confirmation. Well, we now have confirmation on many levels. So this is the first one. We are now at a lower low, and you can see after this one 15-minute candle, we've still been trending slightly to the downside ever since. So this is the 15-minute time frame. More importantly, let's look at the 4-hour time frame and then the 1-day time frame. Okay, this is Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. So you'll see when I made my video last, I still had this potential line of support, which we took out yesterday. And then this was my final line of support. You'll see no other lines under here. So this was going to be final confirmation, and this was the green line we were just looking at. Once we crossed this line, we set a lower low, and that was one of the big confirmation points that the relief rally is over. But let's look at the 4-hour RSI. Okay, so if we look at the 4-hour RSI, I zoomed out a bunch. You'll see we had this recurring pattern. This dates all the way back to the middle of June. So from the middle of June until really the middle of August, that was the relief rally. So that was quite a long rally. So you'll see we had 1, 2, 3, 4 very distinct uptrends where we were setting higher highs and higher lows. We then started to question things right here when we did not get back to oversold back in early August. This was the beginning of the end of this pattern. We did run back to overbought territory. I then created this wedge, and if I zoom in, you'll see we went outside of this wedge yesterday. We came back up a little bit. We never even really tested this line, and now we are deeply oversold on the 4-hour time frame. So once we get to this level of oversold on the 4-hour time frame, it is clear we're out of this pattern. This pattern is now completely nullified. So this pattern was the relief rally, and it was great, but that pattern is over. So we're now sitting just under 17 on the 4-hour RSI. So the last several times that we've bottomed out, the 4-hour RSI has gotten down to around 12. So it seems like we're getting very close, and 15 or 16 could be the bottom. We don't know. You can't say this with any exact specificity, but it's clear on a 4-hour time frame, we're getting very near to maximum oversold. So for that reason, I think it's possible that we could have a little bit of an uptick for a period of time, some sideways activity, or a little bit of a rally. But unfortunately, today is Friday. I don't see that happening by the end of the day today. So as far as trading the Bitcoin miners go, that's why I'm not buying in, because by the time this all plays out, it's going to be the weekend, and then we're going to have to wait and see what happens over the weekend. So in the meantime, we are oversold. We're now into the type of oversold territory where this is a total reset. And again, I would expect this to go down, potentially down to 12. It looks like we're at 16.75 right now, so we're already way oversold on the 4-hour RSI, but this is a short-term thing. So in other words, we could have somewhere over the weekend, we could have a 12 or 24-hour rally where we go up a little bit, but that would ordinarily be, in this situation, that would ordinarily be a selling opportunity. Sell into that rally, because I do think we've shifted in the short term to downward momentum. But like I said, the reason I'm not buying anything today is because it is Friday, so by the time that rally plays out or that short-term relief plays out, it will probably all take place over the weekend, in my opinion. So if I had to guess, I think we'll probably open Monday morning lower than we are right now today. And again, this is not financial advice. I don't know that for a fact. There's obviously a million variables that go into all of this. I think that is just the more likely case scenario, in my opinion, based on how all of this is playing out. Okay, this is Bitcoin on the daily time frame. This is where things start to get super obvious. Okay, I just added a yellow arrow. You'll see this goes all the way back to the middle of June when this relief rally started. So you can see we had basically from June 18th, we hit our peak on August 15th. So that was just short of 2 months. So that is a very nice relief rally. We did get all the way up to 25,214. You'll see that's this purple line right here. This blue line was my price target for this relief rally. So we never did quite get there. That was about $150 above where we topped out. I did have another more optimistic scenario where if things went the right way, I thought we stood a shot at running up to $28,000, but that did not happen. We didn't even reach this price target, although we came very, very close. So if we look at what happened since then, where we left off, we were looking for a few things to potentially happen to either confirm or deny the end of this relief rally. So the first thing was we wanted to stay above this yellow line right here is the 200-week moving average. So we wanted to stay above the 200-week moving average. We were hoping to bounce off of this, reaffirm this as support, and potentially take the next leg up. Well, that did not happen. You can see this is today's daily candle. We did not hold this line, and unless something miraculous happens in the rest of the day, we are going to close way under the 200-week moving average. You'll see in this period of time that I just circled right here, this was the last pullback we had inside of the relief rally. So we had a series of these pullbacks. So in this pullback, we got down to the 200-week moving average. We had one day that closed just ever so slightly underneath that, and then we immediately moved back above it. So that was more of a confirmation of support of this 200-week moving average and a next leg up in the relief rally, which is exactly what happened. So we were emulating that all the way up through until today. So even yesterday, we did close above the 200-week moving average. So we had not really yet gotten that confirmation, but we got it very decisively overnight last night. So this does not look like the situation where we were back here, where we may dip a little bit below and then jump back above. We are now significantly below the 200-week moving average. And again, this is extremely unusual for Bitcoin. There have only been 2 other times in its history that Bitcoin has gone below the 200-week moving average. To me, that's another very strong confirmation that the relief rally is over. Now I want to go to the one-day RSI. So here we had an ascending line of support, also dating back to the middle of June. So this bluish line of support right here held strong. We did break underneath this a few days ago, so that was an early signal that maybe the relief rally was over. However, as long as we stayed above 50 and above the 200-week moving average, I did think there was a chance we could bounce off of that, so that was not a confirmation enough. Any one indicator, any one signal, I don't like to call the beginning or end of a rally or make a gigantic decision. I'd like to see, like today, now everything is confirming that we are moving in the other direction. So yes, we could have maybe called this a day earlier, but what happened today is now we are now under 50 on the daily RSI, and we're well under 50. So I'm expecting to reset somewhere between 20 and 25 on the daily RSI. So we're currently just under 35. So again, you guys need to decide for yourself. There are an awful lot of people that think we are going to take out the previous lows, which were around 17,600. So there's 3 or 4 scenarios. We could stop short of that and turn around. We could go all the way down and retest the June lows, or we could take out the June lows and keep going further. I believe we're going to continue some downward momentum, and I'm going to show you where I think this is going to turn around. I have 4 lines underneath where we are right now. Back in the middle of July, and then again later in July, we tested this $20,700 area. So in my opinion, the most optimistic scenario is that we would bounce off of that and find some support there and head back up. I don't think that's likely. It's certainly possible. There is confirmed support at this level, so that could happen. But again, to me, that is the optimistic scenario. So I try not to choose the most optimistic scenario in planning my trading. So the next line is this pink line. This line is the high from the previous bull cycle back in 2017. This cycle around in Bitcoin, this is the first time we ever went below this line. So again, this is a new trend. This cycle is not like the last cycles. So to me, this is a potential line of support, and it also happens to be very near $20,000, which is also a psychological line of support. So I do think the probability increases that we catch ourselves right here at this line. However, the one that I am targeting where I think we're going to bottom out, there's some more strong support down here at around $19,000. To me, I think this is a very strong line of support. I give this one the most likelihood of where we're going to settle. However, I do have another line. Obviously, this is the previous bottom. So back in late June, we did get back to just around $17,500. So obviously that is another line of support that we have to look at. So I'm not going to go any lower than that. There are some lines below that you could put as well. And I know a lot of people are looking for a potential big crash in this. I am not panicking yet. I think this is what we've expected. For the last 7 weeks, I've been trying to be very clear that I think this is a relief rally. I think I've said that every single day for 7 weeks. So in other words, I think now today, for the first time, I'm saying the relief rally is over. This is not just a pullback. So now the question is, how far down do we go? So I've just given you 4 potential lines of support. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I don't know where this is going to land, but I do believe this is all a part of the bottoming out process, which is why I don't think we're going to take out that low from June. I don't think we're hitting a series of lower lows. I think this is a part of the bottoming process. So, it is painful. Nothing goes up in a straight line. So we're having a pullback. The relief rally is over. Optimistically, we could catch ourselves just under 21,000. More realistically, I'm looking at 19,000. I'll start averaging in at each one of these lines of support. That is how I'm going to play this. Even though I do expect the first couple to fail, that's how you average in. So again, that's not financial advice. You guys have to buy and sell in where you're comfortable. But for me, that's the strategy that I will be taking. I'm not buying in anything today at all. So again, that's just me. So we need to say goodbye to the relief rally. I hope everybody made a lot of money over that what was almost 2-month period of time. And again, this is not a time to panic in my opinion. We saw this coming, we knew this was coming, and now we'll see where it goes from here. So I will definitely do some updates over the weekend and stay in the loop. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.